who were you surprised to see on the list?
On the list.
On the list.
On the list. I was really surprised to see Bill Burr, honestly. Really? And I need to stop being surprised about things in general, especially
That's true.
Especially when it comes to a white man. Like I just need to stop being surprised. And I think I was more surprised to see him because of his most recent special.
Sure.
Because I wasn't super into his shit. And then I watched that most recent special and I said, oh, like in a similar way with Mark Maron. I was like, oh, okay. We're talking about some shit.
Oh, by the way, the list, we're not talking about Epstein's list, okay?
Oh.
We're talking about the Saudi Arabia Comedy Festival list. I was like, I didn't say what it was.
Wait, can you imagine that we were the first ones to get the Epstein list files?
Groundbreaking news. My favorite comedian on the Epstein list. This isn't funny, Chloe.
Every reporter is like scrambling to get the Epstein list, but Marcella and Chloe actually have the list, you guys.
Photocopy faxed it.
Yes. And for a high price, we will release them.
I would push. I mean, actually, that makes sense then because you're not such a fan.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm a huge fan. I've been following him for 15 years at least.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like I was stunned or anything, but I was like, I mean, sometimes when you're in the center, when you don't always, we're like, I hate both sides, which is kind of what he does, which, I'm fine with. I would rather people be like, I hate both sides than pick only one side and only stick to that side.
Agreed.
Right? Because even on the left, I feel like that can be insane. Because when you talk about, especially when you talk about like abortion and stuff with some left-wing people, I'm like, guys, this is like a hardcore topic for a lot of people. It's not cut and dry for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that empathy gets lost with the left.
Well, there's also a difference between left and liberal. That's a different conversation.
Absolutely, but I'm just saying, like, if we're just talking right, center, and left, then, in that group, because you can kind of find it anywhere in the left and the liberal and Democrat, progressive. There's always like mixed feel. Abortion is a tricky one.
Yeah.
But I feel like Bill has always kind of been in the center.
Really?
And I don't want to say I was surprised.
Yeah.
It's one of those, like, I was disappointed as somebody who knows him and respects him. But also I'm not surprised to see anyone on that list.
Was it just Kirsten was on that?
Oh, Jessica.
I think Jessica's on that, and she's a gay Jewish woman.
Yeah.
Which, like, I guess, like, I mean, I don't know. A part of me is just like, wow, that's really that's like shocking.
It's shocking that they booked
her.
Yeah.
And then it's also like, well, I don't know. Like, I'd be curious to see, because I was reading things where some comics were saying they were giving them a bunch of rules and stipulations,
right,
and then are being censored, and then some were saying that they weren't. So I'd be curious to know, like, if censorship and what censorship was in her contract, and like, there is this weird line of like, I'm disappointed, but also, I mean, they booked her, and she's a demographic of people that they don't fuck with.
I mean, that's what's
so
interesting.
Like,
that's what's interesting. I mean, the fact that they booked any women. There was
there was 2 women.
3.
It was 3.
It's Zarna
Whitney. I forgot about Whitney.
We don't acknowledge her.
Yeah,
she's just
we can forget it.
Neutral.
That's why I forgot about her.
Yeah. But I actually, you know what? There was one person I was surprised to see on there.
Who?
Pete Davidson, because his father was a firefighter that died in 9/11. And that's where it gets tricky. For those who don't follow Saudi Arabian history.
News and history.
They were behind it all. They were collaborating perhaps with the U.S. government, one would argue.
Bush did 9/11.
Yes. There's the steel plates. What was it? Anyways, steel beams. What is it? It doesn't matter because it's over now. But also it's not over now.
Hashtag never forget.
But I've always like... I think anybody who has like a dead parent, you kind of have a soft spot for other people with dead parents.
Yeah.
But I have a good story I could share about him because I think he has terrible character, and this just like fully confirmed it. Because in the article I saw, it was like, oh, my wife was just like, come on, take the money. And it's like, guys, how much money do you need?
Yeah.
But also, we're in a time where billionaires run everything. So I also see it as like, well, if you want to survive this fucking game, you do have to play with these maniacs, literal maniacs.
But it's crazy that you said that you were surprised by Pete. I wasn't surprised. I saw Pete Davidson and I was like, I think that track.
But I guess, but his dad,
because of his dad,
being killed and on 9/11, like as a firefighter, you would think of everyone that would be the one person that actually cared. So it just confirmed it. I should say I wasn't like surprised to see him. It is one of those like, of all people, this is the one that I think you would think would be a little more that would care more about the history.
Care more. And I don't know if it was, I think it was him that was quoted in that article, but there was a quote that basically was like, they're paying me enough money to look away.
There's a few people that had that perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few people. And in fact, Tim Dillon, because he said that they have slaves, he ended up getting kicked off, which is hilarious because it's like, exactly, you have to stick to what they're demanding.
Which is so wild to me because a part of me is like, okay, what if he didn't say that and still got to do the show, but said it live? I'm kind of like, what is going to happen to these comedians if they go rogue? Because comedians will go rogue. I was like, are they going to make it back?
But I don't think any of the ones that agreed are going to go rogue. Tim was the only one I think that
was like,
fuck it. Yeah. Well, I also think if he had done the show, he would have gone rogue. And he would have been in trouble. The problem is, girl, when you go against the contract, now they don't have to pay you.
Oh,
in fact, you might have to owe them for the airplane. That's what ends up happening. That's why you follow contracts, guys, because they will fuck you over when it's time to pay you. So if you are going to compromise yourself and your beliefs and your morals and your ethics, then fucking make it worth it. I mean, you might as well stick to the fucking contract. Yeah. Because also over there, they're not going to be nice about it.
Yeah. I did think it was hilarious that he got fired before. I thought some other person also got fired too before. God, I can't remember.
So one time I was in a green room with Pete Davidson.
Oh, yeah.
And we, I don't want to say who I was opening for. Yeah. But he was dating one of the other comedians at the time. You could probably figure it out if you're a sleuth and you know your comedy history. But he made him this. I will say my father's death was fresh. So I don't know. This is 2014. There's another clue for you guys. But he was talking shit about his mother. Oh. Like in that angsty white boy teenage shit there. He's like, I wish my mom was dead. Like he made a comment like that. And it triggered me because my dad's death was so fresh. Yeah. And I was like, I think I overreacted. I will admit that I overreacted in that moment, but because of the trauma I was experiencing. Yeah. And I was just like, don't talk about your mother. I think I was crying. I was like, don't talk about your mother that way, that you don't know how lucky you are and blah, 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 and da-da-da. Like, I really was like this kid that I don't even know. I was lecturing him. And he completely, like, tried to be like, ugh, well, you don't know my story, obviously. As if, like, his dead dad was just, like, a free get out of jail free card for like being a disrespectful asshole about his mother being dead. And the friend that I was opening for, she was also like looking at me like I was a stupid bitch, said something like Marcella, like on some like, girl, relax, that type of shit, which I did need to relax, I will admit. But it was that thing where I was like, oh, you guys are garbage. And I'm learning it in this moment because no one should talk about their parent that way, especially if your parent, you have lost one. You would think that they would be a little less. But also, when people don't have any belief system, they don't care about anything, that is how they talk about their living, breathing parent that they should be cherishing. And that was one of those, I was made to look like the asshole. Yeah. Even though I really was like, don't talk about your mom like that. Like, you should be so lucky to have her. And his reaction and her reaction were like, oh no, this is like, I'm in the wrong place. Yeah. These people, I don't think I should necessarily, but it was still too early for me to like make that assessment because it was whatever, almost 10 years ago. I mean, I was, early 30s. I don't have, you know, like you, I don't have all my wits about me.
I'm like, wow, is the industry really this bad?
But it was my first glimpse of like, oh yeah, he is a piece of shit. He's always been a piece of shit. He's never cared about anyone or anything. Doesn't, like in our culture, it's like, you don't just say things because you will make them true. Yeah. You know, that brujeria mentality.
I agree.
And I that's also why you have, mantras and you say things to yourself, speak it into existence, so that you can keep that positive shit alive. Because the negative shit, if you repeat it, it does become true eventually. Yeah. So I guess I should have known then, but I'll never forget that exchange. And I felt uncomfortable, and I was like, how am I the bad guy in this? And it was like, oh, because I don't have a sense of humor. But I was like, no, I don't. This isn't okay.
It's not funny, and you don't learn those. You don't learn those things about those people until you have those moments,
right? And but I guess it just kind of confirmed to me, especially now. Yeah. When I was like, oh yeah, because I forgot it. That's not a detail I don't have those things memorized already. when I'm reading the news. And when I saw someone, an article mentioned, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What a terrible way to disrespect your father.
Yeah.
But also he's been disrespecting his mother forever. So
he
what the fuck does he care? He doesn't care. He doesn't care. We're talking shit about him. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about anything. We're all just fucking making money. That's all people care about. And it's really sad that comedy is dead because of free speech.
Comedy is dead because of free speech.
Comedy is dead because of free speech.
Which is so hilarious to fucking say.
It's really like I don't remember what episode we talked about it, maybe adaptability.
Yeah.
But we were talking about this is the emergency episode. That's what we're calling this. This is the emergency episode because we really want to talk about quite a few things that have happened in comedy in the last couple of weeks. Like, it's just been unreal what's been going on. And so we wanted to get this episode out. So we hope you enjoy it. We don't know how funny it's going to be. But between Kimmel and Theo Von, and now with this.
Oh my God, the Theo Von. I deadass forgot about the Theo Von. Oh my God, it's been crazy.
It's been crazy.
I forgot about that when he was like, "Excuse me, White House, this is not how you're supposed to be using my video. I did not agree to this." And it's like, Theo, you did. You did agree to this.
Yeah,
you supported this guy.
On your podcast.
What are you talking about?
Shared chips with him or whatever.
Yeah.
Practically kissed his ring.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, he's insane. I was cracking up over that. He was like, I might disagree with some of the things and agree, but this is not what I stand for. And
so for those who don't know,
crazy.
Department of Homeland Security tweeted out some anti-immigrant. I don't remember what the fuck it said because I don't care. I don't really care what it said. But they use a video of Theo Von being like, "Get out of here," or whatever the fuck he says. Get out of here. You don't belong, or whatever the fuck. Out of context, in the sense of like, I'm sure it was a cutesy video when you made it.
Yeah.
But it's fucking real lethal now, and also just proves that kind of comedy fits into a space that exists politically, and it's damaging, and you're now associated with it. Like, now there's no denying. Like, you do this humor, dude.
Yeah.
You do this humor, dude.
Dude, what if we just talked in accents like this the whole time?
I mean, we could. You do this humor, dude.
The whole time.
Oh, my God. You're politically incorrect, and it's terrible.
Terrible.
It's terrible.
It's so terrible out here.
Comedy is dead because of free speech. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
You're unbelievable. Ow! All right, what are we doing?
We're talking about how comedy is dead because of free speech.
Because of free speech.
I mean, we had the Theo Von, the Jimmy Kimmel. I did just watch his little monologue thing because I was just like, whatever, he's back on the air, okay. And him crying in the middle of it, I just like, I did not mean to say anything bad about Charlie Kirk and his death and this young man dying. It was
pathetic.
His whole speech, it was contradictory. Like the whole time, like he was just flip-flopping, which again, I shouldn't be surprised because like, who was Jimmy Kimmel before this? Like, I think that's the thing. I was like, so now we're all supposed to pretend that we liked Jimmy Kimmel beforehand? Yeah. And I was like, and everybody canceling their, what? I'm going to stick it to the man. I'm going to cancel Hulu and Disney Plus. And I was like, for Jimmy Kimmel, which I get, but I'm like, what they do to Amber Ruffin?
I know.
You know what I'm saying? I literally am like, they have been doing this shit left and fucking right. But God damn it, if they take my Jimmy Kimmel off the air, I'm gonna cancel my subscription. I was like, we have lost the plot, fam. So I didn't really care. Yeah. And then I watched it.
I'm glad you didn't care.
No, I really did. I literally was like, why? Even for Colbert, I was like,
It all feels very performative.
It does.
Yeah, because you're right. When it was Amber Ruffin. Didn't Joyanne Reed get her shit?
Joyanne Reed got her shit rocked. Amber Ruffin got her shit. If we really want to keep it a buck and go all the way back, Jamel Hill from ESPN got fired. Literally one of my favorite journalists. She got fired from ESPN.
That's right.
In his first term. Yes. Like shit has been happening left and right to black and brown folks, specifically black and brown women. And I don't. So when everyone was losing their shit over Jimmy Kimmel, I honestly was taking notes of who was freaking out. I mean, of course, with like the baseline of like free speech, like, yes, this is a problem. So I am in support of people freaking out over that. But it's like, we're losing the plot.
Right.
We're losing the plot. If we're just freaking out over Jimmy Kimmel, we got to freak out over the other shit too.
I mean, I agree, and it is interesting to watch all of this go down. I will say that even as performative as it all was, it was great to see Disney and them lose $2 million worth of subscriptions.
Yes.
No, not $2 million. $2 million.
$2 billion. I thought
No,
it
was 2 million subscriptions lost.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I misspoke on that.
Yeah. So hard that they made it so hard for people to cancel, which I thought was pretty hilarious.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Typically you're able to log in on your computer and cancel it, but because so many people were canceling it, they made it to where you had to call.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
how bad it was. And Disney is still apparently in hot water because shareholders obviously are pissed and they haven't received any type of state. So I am happy for that with all of the other bullshit that those companies do. So I think that's great. But
I also know that Thanksgiving is coming and they're gonna do a Black Friday deal and we're all gonna be back on there. And it's going to be cheaper. Good for us.
Well, they raised it, actually.
No, but I'm saying they always have Black Friday deals.
Yeah.
And when the holidays come, they always have deals. So I'm interested to see what happens. I just think it's a good display for people to be like, no, we do care about free speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't show it for these other people. Because I think with the Amber Ruffin thing was particularly
it was
difficult because it's a correspondence and there's nothing to cancel. And with, I don't watch ESPN with Jamal, and Joanne Reed. I also don't watch those things. So it was that frustrating situation where you're like, I'm mad, but actually there's nothing I can do besides tweet angrily or send an email or whatever.
Yeah.
So I will push back on that with you because I do agree with you.
Yeah.
I just think that this was a good display of power to the people. But I do think that people are just going to be back on there soon. Yeah. And I also think that's why they rushed him out there.
Yeah.
And,
well, and I think what's crazy that people...
I paused because I was like, what is that sound? There's a lot of... Sorry if we react to sounds that you can't hear, but they're very loud for us.
Well, I think what's also really crazy that a lot of people who don't know the industry know is producer, that whole episode was pre-taped, and producers have to obviously review it before it goes on the air.
I mean, it goes by so many people, the executives, the producers. There's so many people that shit goes by. So I agree that it was mishandled after the fact.
Yeah.
But it was also they were put under scrutiny, and then it was just hey man, a gun to your head, we gotta cancel this fool, and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
So it was cowardly, but again, that's why I think it was good that people canceled because it proved that people do care actually, and you can't. Trump can't have control of everything. That's not okay. That's V for Vendetta. If you've watched it, it's my favorite movie for a reason. Everything has action, drama, love, fun. It's everything you need. It's political. You never seen it?
No.
Oh my God, please watch it.
V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta.
It looks scary.
It is.
Oh, I don't do scary.
No, but not scary horror scary.
Oh,
it's scary society is fucked up scary.
Oh, so
you'll really like it. I actually think.
V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta. Yeah. And it's unfolding. It's not as interesting as it once was because we are in it now. When you watch it, you go, oh, we're at that part of the administration. Oh, I see. But I do like that people were like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah.
Did I cancel my shit? No.
I didn't cancel mine either.
Yeah. I also was like, he's gonna be back on the air. Yeah. People are gonna resubscribe. Yeah. I'm not trying to lose.
Because it's I'm happy, but I'm literally this is performative, but it's complicated. It's not black and white. It's nuanced because it's I'm happy with the outcome, but I'm not happy with how we what had to happen in order to get there.
Yeah, I mean it's also going back to what you said. It's people were more mad about Kimmel and Colbert than they were. I mean, the Amber Ruffin thing was frustrating. I always think about how. Why are comedians held at a higher standard than politicians? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Oh God, I lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was gonna say.
Talking about Amber Ruffin and not happy.
Yeah, it's just
performative shit.
Yeah, it's just. It is, and it is just performative, and it's really frustrating, and it's also we're all gonna be watching this shit soon enough, and the holidays are coming. The kids are going to want to watch Disney movies. This is temporary. But again, the performative actions are often useful as a message to send. That's why I'm down for them. Mm-hmm. But it is complicated because it is frustrating to watch them like everyone, I should say, to care when it's these old white dudes.
Yeah, and because it's like not my Jimmy Kimmel,
right?
Like,
I mean,
I just felt like
funny.
I was like, not my Jimmy Kimmel,
not my Jimmy Kimmel.
Just like picture grandma being like calling up their grandchild and be like, son, can you help me figure out how to cancel this? I gotta support Jimmy Kimmel, and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, because like Theo Von being a piece of shit doesn't matter because he's on YouTube.
That's so real though, because that's so real. I never really thought about that shit because, he is on YouTube.
So it doesn't matter.
No,
he can do whatever
it really
he wants.
doesn't. I don't know. It's just, everything is just like,
it's
so
a mess.
fucked.
I started having this
fucked.
emergency episode to remind you guys we are also confused and we don't know what to do, but we are just going to keep performing. Because also, can I just also say without, because I don't want it to sound like we think we're better than everybody. We have also done things that signed contracts that were, not the greatest companies to work for and not the most ethical companies to work for. Even right now, we can't even say what it is because we're under contract. But that's the reality of fucking paying your bills.
Yeah.
And it's also that thing of like, you think the lady that works at McDonald's is fucking tripping about the political implications, like it's just not. You just paying the bills. That's what's so frustrating is like, you get to these levels and you have to keep making decisions, but that's the reality because you see, people doing like iPhone 17 commercials and you're like, do you need that?
Yeah.
That's like unnecessary.
What was it that you said? You said, I mean, basically all money is blood money. And
in America, if you're in America, all money is blood.
Yeah.
These shoes, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what the history of these shoes are?
Yeah.
This is a shirt from TJ Maxx.
Well,
this is unethical for sure.
Well, it's like I feel like every day you wake up and you just like have to pick and choose your battles.
You do have to pick and choose your battles, and that's what's frustrating when it's like, because that, especially specifically with the Saudi Arabia festival, you want to be like, that's like, I get it. It's a lot of money, but like, do you really need another house? Like, do you really need another? This is what Bill Burr talks about on his podcast all the time. You guys, how much do you need? So it's frustrating to watch him participate in that because.
When even like Dave Chappelle, who's like, I can't say anything, and so I'm gonna say everything, and I'm like, you just dropped how many Netflix specials bitching about cancel culture and how you can't say anything, and now you're going to do a festival where you're literally censored. And I mean, I guess with the money thing, he'll probably do everything that's in the contract so he can get his bag. But I'm just like, this is like, I'm no longer really like angry or surprised anymore. It's just like consistent disappointment. Like, and it's like, I'm glad that I know like whose work to either continue to not support and to start not really supporting or fucking with, because I'll give a little bit of grace for Jessica only because I do find it fascinating when like somebody who is like a double minority or triple minority.
You're just trying to fuck.
Nope. No. That's funny. No disrespect.
I'm sure she gets down.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, I'm sure she gets nasty with it. With that tongue, she crazy.
Ooh.
She nasty. She nasty. You're right, though. I had not thought about that. I mean, I should say I did think about it when I saw it, and I was like, interesting. But I hadn't thought about it in the way that you broke it down.
Yeah, so I'd just be curious to know, like, what her... like if she is gonna like what type of intention she's gonna take like with her set, and like maybe like what kind of lines she can kind of like,
I mean, it's also that thing, especially for someone like her, someone like Maz Jobrani too, where it's like, I'm doing it to prove a point, because I do feel like for certain, like Jessica's a great perfect example of someone who it's like, no, that's like a real dangerous situation for her, for real. And the fact that she's going to live to tell the tale, I feel like that's going to be worth it. She's probably the only one whose side or story. I mean, my question is, are these people restricted from sharing their experience?
That's the thing. Like, I'm so curious. I'm really curious. Like, I hope she comes back and talks about it.
Right.
Like, I'm really curious to know her experience. So that's the only one. And Zarna a little bit, only because I've been following, like, she just dropped a special that I've been meaning to watch, but I know that she's been
dropped it on Hulu. If you want to check it out, feel free.
And she's been up and coming, so I would also be curious to kind of hear her experience. The men, I don't really give a fuck about.
Yeah, I mean, but I will say the common denominator is that the business is bad right now, and everybody needs more money than they realize. Because I also feel like, especially with some of these really rich, you know, not to say everyone on this lineup is very rich. That's also not true, but many of them are extremely wealthy, and we do know that for a fact.
Yes.
I'm also like, yeah, it sucks when you have to sign a contract because you have no other income coming. Yeah. And you've been doing this thing for so long. I mean, I can speak on this as someone who's been in this for so long. You know, COVID fucked up a lot of people's money. The double strike fucked up a lot of people's money. A lot of comedians, a lot of performers, a lot of actors, a lot of entertainers in general. I mean, people in general are struggling and are taking gigs that they wouldn't normally take. Yeah. And I think this is one of those. There's a particular group in that, of that crew that I'm like, they need the money. It's
kind of teetering on that line.
Yeah, they need the money. Yeah. And that's what's so sad. Yeah. And that's what's also so frustrating with the ones that don't need the money. Because I'm like, dog, like, we know Chappelle don't need it.
And it's also too,
unless he has a gambling problem we don't know about. They're always promoting DraftKings left and right in this comedy podcast. So
true. Actually, and they're really bad DraftKings ads. Sorry, it's just really bad. I'm like, this is who you hired? That's crazy. I also think too, like, what's fascinating is when I think about like, oh, Saudi Arabia is like really bad, but then you think about like the history of almost any country, right? So it's like, okay, America's also really bad, but we're performing in America. And if you go to another country that also has a really horrible history, I mean, it's like Saudi Arabia in particular is very bad. I mean, they murdered their journalists, right? But I see the argument of people being like, oh, okay, well, you know, America also has a really horrible history that we don't talk about, but we perform and live here all the time. Right. Or any other type of country. Absolutely. Like that, like a colonizing country. So it's like, I understand that argument too. Like, it's like lesser of two evils. I
also understand that not everybody is well informed and not everybody cares. I mean, I think Jim Jeffries got caught up because he was like, "Oh, they killed one journalist." You know, like, what's that to me?
And he's Australian, so what the fuck?
He's like, "What?" Well, I mean, that doesn't matter. I mean, Saudi Arabia is Saudi Arabia.
Well, I know, but I'm saying I can see him not knowing because he's Australian.
Yeah, but he is quoted as saying, "So they killed one journalist. What's it to me?" And it's like, dog, do you hear yourself? And I think that's the frustrating thing. Is that there are some people, if you're like completely ignorant and you sign a contract because you are just too stupid to ever keep up with the news, I actually understand that. There are plenty of people who don't give a shit. Yeah. But when that pushback happened, you would think that some people would be like, maybe. Yeah. I mean, Hassan Minhaj talks about his experience with MBS on his second special because he did have them. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did have, you know, some contention. I don't really want to get into it. Feel free to watch it. It's really interesting. And he's someone that also has really gone head to head with these motherfuckers. Yeah. And on the third special he did, the fucking New Yorker tried to, you know, shit on him for, he's making up stories. It's like, no, he's writing material, which is what comedians do. We all do it. And most of those people on that list that agreed, they're like, of course they had nothing to say when, you know, Hassan was getting dragged to hell by this fucking stupid ass writer who doesn't understand how
comedy works.
I mean, it's insane. And so it's really frustrating because it's like people can claim ignorance as much as they want, but as performers, it's like we do keep up with each other. We do know what's going on. So I do feel like as much as I even want to be like, some of these people just don't keep up with anything, you know? I mean, it was funny seeing somebody be like, "Oh, I can't believe Hannibal Buress." I'm like, the landlord?
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, there's some people who are just like, of course they're going to do that.
He's going to go get his bag. We all know
he ain't worried about it.
He's going to go get his bag. No matter what. And run the light.
That's funny.
For an hour.
It's also funny because I also know exactly what you were just saying. Yeah. If there was a comedy festival in El Salvador, plenty of comics would go if the money was good. They would be like, well, I got to pay my rent. Yeah. People also don't realize once they buy a house, they got property taxes to keep up with. And sometimes people, when they get money, they buy things and they're in over their head because they don't actually understand the long-term commitment that they're making. And they end up being like, well, I guess I got to take this Saudi money. Yeah. Well, or whatever.
Well, it's like, and it goes back to you of like, us like not being perfect and like entering into contracts or certain gigs, like I certainly am not aware of all the things like for that particular one, and you were like, oh, did you know X, Y, and Z? I was like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
And I've already signed. Yeah. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know.
Yeah.
So there are those. I do try to give, not in like the Saudi situation, but I do try to give some comics grace as far as like, what the fuck? Why are they doing that show with that person? And you're like, like I just had a friend open up for Louis C.K. and I was like, what?
Well, that's
like,
their only opportunity.
I was like, we're still doing that? But then I had to be like, I mean, good for them. Yeah. I'm really happy. Like, in a way, I'm like, this is their opportunity. Their agent probably was like, this is how much money you gonna make.
Yeah.
And,
it's
you know,
tough
you
when
up
you're
and coming.
trying to build your resume and you're trying to survive. Again, that's why this particular festival is obnoxious, because that grace doesn't exist. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, these people are all, they're all, I don't want to say well-read. Yeah. They're all completely capable of being well-read, of keeping up, of hearing the pushback. Yeah. And they still went through with it, which is what Chloe and I ended with recently when we were first talking about this privately, was it just ends up like, it's based on the fans. Like, what do you guys care? Like, do you care? Do you care what you're consuming? Because that's the thing. Like, even with like Starbucks, with, you know, people protesting Starbucks because, you know, how much they give to Israel. Yeah. Plenty of people, you know, boycotted, and I am one of them. Same. But I know plenty of people who haven't, and I'm not going to sit around going, do you know how much? Like, I can't have that conversation with everyone every time. Yeah. Also, I also understand sometimes that's the only place available to you. Yeah. Like, it's so frustrating. Again,
context matters.
Context matters. There's no ethical consumption in this capitalist country. Yeah. And it's really up to you, and it's up to the consumer at the end of the day, just like how it is for us. I mean, I have a new iPhone 16 when, you know, pretty much when it came out. I know the fucking what is so terrible about that. It's the reality of this nation. Yeah. And we're not responsible for it. But I'm also of the belief that, like, there's only so much you can control. Yeah. Going to Saudi Arabia to perform for MBS is terrible.
It is very terrible.
It's terrible. Of all the things.
That's what it's literally like, of all the countries. Like,
of all the countries.
I mean, like, at least it's not Israel, but like, of all the, like, that would be, you're like, whoa, okay. Really, in these times?
Yeah, they just shoot journalists left and right.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's really crazy. But it really is up to the fans. And it's not just on like the big, you know, multi-millionaire like comedian. It's also like on like a lower scale too. Like if I'm in a club and I'm seeing a comedian that I'm like, what? Like, who the fuck is watching this? Like, this isn't good. This is offensive. It's like people are laughing. Yeah. And unfortunately, it is up to this fucking crowd to tell this comedian whether or not they're fucking with this heinous shit. Right. And it is a waste of energy to get upset about this shit.
Absolutely. Like, I also feel like what's funny to be like, support your local comedy club, support your local comedians, support your local this, local that. But the reality is, even when you do that, you're giving money to people that you actually don't know what they believe in. Yeah. You don't know where they're headed. You don't know that when they acquire fame and notoriety. Yeah. You don't know what they're going to do when they get there. Yeah. You know, and it's up to you to just actively make the choices that are going to be good for you, and you know how you're going to sleep at night. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's how we going to end this one. Yeah. Because this is our emergency episode. We just wanted to touch on this shit because it's crazy right now.
Oh, right now. Oh, yeah.
It's so crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's too crazy.
Too crazy outside. Because comedy is dead because of free speech. Yeah.
Comedy is dead because everything is so crazy. This is a podcast. Comedy is dead. Follow, like, and subscribe. This was the emergency episode. We had to record it and get it out to you, but we have more episodes coming. So if you like it, share with somebody you know. Two bitches talking about comedy. Two bitches. Unheard of, except Jackie and Lori. They are nailing it on only talking about comedy, because I feel like a lot of comedy podcasts, people are talking about their bullshit nonsense that nobody wants to hear about. Their opinions that they have no relevance to give.
No relevance at all.
And I feel like this is a fun little, you know, you get two differing opinions, not really differing, but also kind of differing age gap. It's really hot in here, so we're going to end this now.
Yeah, it's just me hanging out with my elder.
I'm an old woman.
Yeah.
I'm old.